So there's a possibility of an all-China final. There's a possibility of Korea versus Malaysia final, or a combination of the two. Lots to see. We cannot wait. This one will be fascinating. What do you think of this one then, Bobby? Coming into this semi-final, what do you reckon?
It's really exciting. I mean, anything can happen here. The Malaysian pair on screen, higher ranked, having a terrific year, terrific season. Certainly, their opponents today, Zhang and Zhang, are less daunting an opponent lineup than when Jae-san played with Chen for fairly obvious reasons for any badminton fans out there. It seems to me that pairs around the world, top pairs around the world, look at this lineup and think, do you know what, we can take these on. We've got a chance here. And at times they do. These two certainly haven't been dominating the way Zhang Chen used to.
No, that's for sure.
There almost became an aura about Zhang Chen, a kind of expectation and a fear, I think, playing them. So when it got tight, they always found a way through. These two, I think, people are happy to have a go at. And I'm not sure why that is. They're still very good players, quality players. Head-to-head there, isn't it?
Yeah, Jia and Zhang 3-1 up in that, and they last met recently, a couple months ago, at the Singapore Open, which Jia and Zhang won in 3.
Pelly and receiver.
In fact, the only time they've won Muralitharan and Muralitharan was their first match. They've all met in 2025. Jia and Zhang getting together towards the end of last year. So Muralitharan is 25 years of age, 164 centimeters tall. She's from the north of Malaysia, Kedah State, and playing at their highest ranking of 3rd. They're the current Commonwealth Games champions, and the Tina Muralitharan is 27, further down south in Klang, and they have got 4 titles to their name. Those are their opponents. They have not dropped a game yet, and that was a good result against Fukushima Matsumoto, the 8th seeds in the quarterfinals. Thailand Open, they won, and then they got to the final of the Indonesia and Japan Open last week. Zhang Shuxian is 25, 169 centimeters tall, from southwestern China and Sichuan province. Jia Fan is the big star here, 28 years of age, Northern China. She has a whopping 20 titles to her name on the HSBC BWF World Tour. One of them with Zhang Shuxian, the Swiss Open. They dropped a game to the 2nd seeds, Matsuyama and Shida, in the first game, and then after that never really looked back. She's an Olympic gold medalist from Paris, got a silver in Tokyo, a quadruple world champion with Zhang Chen. Zhang Shuxian. Asian Games champion twice as well, 2018 and 2022. Asian champions twice, again with Chen 2019 and 2022. Bronze in 24, and this year with her current partner in 25. She has won just about everything that is to win. Daniel Law of Hong Kong, China is the umpire. And Latif Jahari of Indonesia is the service judge. She's won the China Open in 2019 and 2023, and back in 2017 as well, when it was a Super Series. This is Zhang I'm talking about. So very good pedigree here.
On my right, Muralitharan and Muralitharan, Malaysia. And on my left, Zhang and Zhang, China. Muralitharan to serve to Zhang, level play.
Well, there's no doubt as to who the home crowd have as their favourites, but what I liked is that there was a lovely, quite loud support for Tan and Tina, and it just goes to show how well liked they are.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole world. They are a joy to watch at times. They play the game with an enjoyment factor, always smiling, always fighting for every point. And also that creative flair of Pearly Tan, that unorthodox shot making that she has, which works so well with Tina Muralitharan because she's such a solid player. Typically, she's a rock, isn't she? That with the drift was miles out, wasn't it?
That was one of the longest shots I've seen this week.
Yeah, got a bit excited there, I think, Tina.
31 shots. Is that a little sign of things to come? Let's not forget, by the way, that Zhang Xuxian was in the final here last year with Li Wenmei. She was only with Li Wenmei for 2 tournaments. That was after she got separated from Zheng Yu and before she joined up with Jia Yifan. And they lost to the unheralded pair of Li Yijing and Luo Xumin. That was a big surprise in the last final.
Yeah, well, that just goes to highlight the timing after the Olympics of the changes. I mean, Jia Yifan went through quite a few partners in a very quick succession. I think including Zheng Yu and perhaps as well Li Wenmei.
Yeah, that's right.
So they were just trying to unlock that key partnership, the most effective combination. That's good from Jia Yifan in the forecourt. Hey, good shot. Lovely, there we are. That's the creative flair. That makes the difference so often.
I think, last year's China Open was interesting because it was not long after the Olympics. And that's why you had sort of anomalies, and if you will, with all due respect to those players, like that doubles pair of Li Yijing and Luo Xumin, and then Wen Hongyang winning the men's singles. Well, things like that happening.
Yeah, I mean, that was unexpected. Equally, brilliant performance this week in the men's singles from Wang Zhensing.
Yeah.
Who's
into the
up
semis,
against Anders Antonsen later.
Yeah.
And Wen Hongyang winning it, you know, but again, you got to think about the timing and what else has been going on after the Olympic Games. Shi Yuqi was doubting himself as to whether he was even going to continue a badminton career. He was on the brink of, you know, he had a real heart-to-heart with himself, didn't he? And so, after that defeat he suffered to Kunlavut in the Olympics, he took a bit of a break. So yeah, timing is does a lot to explain a few things.
5-2.
Already some troubles with the length here.
That's the one area we can already see where the Malaysians will struggle, because they're quite patient. They can be very defensive at times. Happy to go the distance with the rallies. A long rally is common in a match that features Tan and Tina. However, whilst we've got a fast and a slow end here, generally it's quite a quick arena.
Yeah.
3-6.
Arguably for me, both pairs would be a little bit more comfortable if things were a touch slower.
Right.
So that they could showcase their sort of control and patience and defensive skills. Where here, an aggressive shot looks a little bit more effective because it's got a bit more pace on it.
Right.
And also, what was interesting, we were talking about the shuttles, the Victor shuttlecocks. Now we've got to be careful not to, you know, be favoriting anything or anything like that, but just to highlight the differences. You and I were on the bus back to the hotel the other day after our commentary stint, sat next to Chen Tanjie.
Yeah.
And we were congratulating him and Toei Wei on their
fine comeback.
Yeah, that brilliant comeback of 8 straight points to win the opening game against the Chinese. Oh, there we are. Look at that shot.
Tina.
Superb. He was telling us that Victor shuttles feel different and react differently to other types of shuttles that are at sponsored events.
Yeah.
And one of the key differences he highlighted was that at other events sponsored by different brands, the shuttle, when it starts to disintegrate, which it does from the very start, I mean, the longer the rally goes, these 16 feathers are made up of tiny little parts of feathers, aren't they? And they all start to fray.
Yes.
And he said typically other shuttle brands will slow down as they start to disintegrate.
Yeah.
Interestingly, the Victor shuttles here speed up. That's his take on it. And it makes for a very different game. So actually, the longer the rally goes, the faster the shuttle gets, is what he was saying, which I find very surprising. But it does then highlight why we don't typically have hugely long rallies here compared to, let's say, the Malaysia Open Super 1000 in the Axiata arena.
Go on for,
quite a slow arena typically. Great serve. She's got that great variation.
It's been a very good start here for Tian Zhang. And at least 4 shots have gone long already from the Malaysian side of things. And it's been tough. 5.
Macam kita lawan dia main kotak. So kita masa lifting pun bukannya lifting yang tinggi punya. Lifting bagi half main kotak. Kotak tunggu. Okey. Depan pun sama punya. Depan bagi sikit macam main yang jauh. Jauh tunggu balik. Okey. Tapi kalau dia sekarang satu lepas satu belakang, dia mati-mati satu lepas satu belakang. Half dia tak jaga macam tu. Okey. So masuk half sikit tunggu balik. Tapi kita square balik. Okey. Mana? Baik.
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
好的。
让他多起球，
而且我等往上拿到了，我先拦进去，因为我一打他身上，他打我另外一个。
Again, very rudimentary bahasa there that I could pick up about moving forward, being careful of the distances, and then coming back. I think I was trying to pick up on some of the words of a language that I haven't learned for about 30 years, 40 years almost.
Around the back defence. Good play from Tina, keeping her composure and control.
6-11.
Yeah, I mean, just going back to that point you made before the interval, while many games have gone, many matches have gone the distance, we haven't had particularly long sessions.
No, we had a Anna Zantenson, was it a quarter-final round of 16 match, which lasted
minutes.
nearly an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But other than that, there's not been
really,
many that have lasted that long. And it is because we're not seeing those 100, even 200-shot rallies, which we do see in other arenas. You know,
we saw that in Japan, actually,
the
just
same
last
players,
week.
same pairs. I go back to the Axiata, not last year, year before, I think it was. And Tan and Tina in one match. Oh!
Undue delay.
Well, that's a little harsh in my book, but it seems that Zhang Shushan held onto the shuttle for too long from a ready position. There is a rule.
Yeah, but you don't see that in
I don't recall the exact timing of it, the number of seconds you're allowed, but she's been faulted.
Wow.
And therefore loses a point.
I haven't seen that in a lot.
For holding onto the shuttle for too long.
8-13.
Did it seem unduly long to you?
Nope. I'd like to see the replay though and get a count as to exactly how long it was. And if it was longer than is allowed, my argument would be that it happens so often, we get used to it happening at that type of speed.
Then it has to be consistent then, the rule.
And the rule should be consistent. But
well, it's kind of upset this guy. It's also the rhythm a little bit, because it's 2 quick points that Tan and Tina have won. She looked incredulous there, Zhang Shushan.
So you don't see many points being won without the shuttle being hit, do you? I mean, that's
their rhythm has gone off now. 3 points in a row. The lead is now 3 for Jian Zhang. And you can hear now the chants coming up from the crowd. It's kind of
they
woken
think
them up
unfair.
a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and they've got a good argument. Oi, Tina's down.
Really well there, Tina.
Recovers well.
There'll be a big roar at the next point they win, the Chinese.
Good defense over the top of Xia Yifan. See, what I like though is the crowd here are still supportive.
Yeah,
even
when the point was won,
they feel unduly hard done by, given that fault from the serve of Zhang, they're still applauding the badminton, and that's nice.
4 points in a row, but you're hearing the Jiayos now suddenly being screamed out from the crowd. Really interesting. I've got to say, it didn't. We often notice when it does take a little while. Maybe we comment on it, but nothing seemed unusual about that particular serve, right? Or that moment.
No. Well,
then again, as you say, we're quite desensitized.
I wasn't looking
directly
at Zhang Shushan for long enough. I mean, that would be a strange thing to be. You know, we've got screens to look at and our notes to look at, and the rest of the court and the players to look at. That's why I want to see the replay, to see exactly how long she was in a ready position and held onto the shuttle.
Bobby, they haven't won a point since then, that incident.
Interesting.
It's been all Tan and Tina. There's only a point in it now. There you go.
Yeah,
see, this is going to be a reaction. The first point they won since that incident. It's a good crowd here. They were firmly in control at 13-6. That 6-point run comes to an end. They've put themselves right back in this. Oy.
Yeah, and of course, good finish. That was total commitment. Trust in her partner, Zhang, as to where it was going to go. And the backup here from Zhang Shushan. She was quick to follow this in. Oh, loose shot from Tina, to be fair. We were in a conversation about rally length and number of shots about 5 minutes ago. And looking at the clock here, it's 15:12, and it's only 12 minutes to play.
Yeah. So, for women's doubles match as well.
Women's doubles, that includes some of the best players in the world, and Tan and Tina, who are known for
long rallies
at times. And just going back to that story of the Axiata, there was I remember 212 being at least one of the rally's number of shots. I think one of them was 240 something.
I think you commentated on a Tan and Tina. They were part of one of the matches that you were. Was that 8.5 hours? That session, I believe. I'm not sure if that was you were there.
Yes,
I think you were.
Yeah, that was the Malaysian Open. Or it might have been the Malaysian Masters. I can't remember, but a couple of years ago, it was a long session, and And it's because it was generally slow, and the shuttle speeds, whether fans are aware of this or not, every morning at these tournaments, a random player is sort of dragged out of the practice hall. Well, no, volunteers, I suppose, but is asked by the BWF technical officials to come out and test the speed of the shuttles that will be used then for the day. Yeah. And there are typically 3 shuttle speeds, sort of medium, a slow and a fast. And if fans have never seen that or didn't know, what they do is stand on the back line and hit an underarm serve, quite flat. Well, not serve, but service looking action, quite flat as far as they can. As we get 2 points away now for...
Yeah, they've recovered from the initial...
If people aren't aware, you can see it on court, just behind Zhang in where her right foot's landing. Behind there, there's 2 little white marks on the court, on the double service line at the back. Might be able to see it on the main camera view in a couple of moments. And to test the speed of the shuttles, there we are, bottom right-hand corner, those 2 little white marks. A player will stand on the other side of the court on the back line. Well played.
7 game points for Zhang.
Yeah, just to finish that quickly. A slow shuttle will land before the first one, and a fast shuttle will land past the farthest one. And basically, you're looking to hit the shuttle into that space. They'll be a little bit more effective on the far side, don't forget, the Malaysians. This is still pretty endy out here.
Yeah, they've certainly had the effects of that, haven't they?
Yeah. She's moving well today, Zhang CHN.
Topples over. Jay Fan puts a hand up in acknowledgement. But they've got the first game under their belt in very quick time here.
Good first end. There was that moment, that service fault in the middle, which caused a bit of kerfuffle. Yeah, loss of confidence, concentration, whatever it might be. The Malaysians certainly reacted well to it and went on a run, but didn't do enough to come back.
China coach just had a word with the umpire there as he walked past him. 21-14, Zhang, the first game.
他们肯定会拼命抢网，然后让人们起球，也不是不能起，控制一下。那中间可以打一特长，稍微快点去兜他中半场，两边快攻都可以。但是重复也没问题，你要盯他正手也没问题。还有一个就是上完去以后第2拍，他抽完以后你正手这拍不要强攻，你一甩容易接腕，而且你打不好的话，人家反击你很难受。不好打的时候就往下走，下压，往前人往前看路。啊，他过来球本来就不快，所以对抽呢我们也不吃亏，实在不行挑一拍高的，也没有说那么。这边也还是就传直线给踢的，他这边都打不出去，那边肯定好。都往直线上。我打完稍微往前靠一点，因为他一起来的话，其实也没有太到位，一起来先攻直线，对吧？昨天说先攻直线，他们一拉的话，我们还有时间。不，进攻的时候不要老想杀死他，你要调动他，消耗他，就会好一点。然后如果你把这个攻成了的话。就是不管我在哪边攻，你还是先往他那边攻，因为他逆风，对，他逆风他肯定就是 OK 帅嘛。好的，直线往那边。而且讲一凡在正手杀上的时候一定要出来。kamu bisa, oke?
Second game. Level play.
Now let's see how the Chinese pair cope with this end. Certainly the Malaysians had a few issues.
Yeah, Muralitharan there looking for a fairly aggressive cross lift. Had a lot more room to play with. I think that came up quite short, and it's got to be a quick and certainly steep learning curve when they change ends to realise that they can fire the shuttle into those rear corners now, the Malaysians can. And try and keep the Chinese on the back foot and off balance.
We made a fair bit of that point awarded earlier on by the umpire for Zhang CHN taking too long to serve, and they kind of lost their way a little bit. The Malaysians bounced back 6 points in a row, so it got quite close, didn't it? I mean, to 13-12. But after that, credit to the Chinese. They got themselves back into the zone and then got seven of the last 8.
Yeah.
So,
well, not only that, I mean, just highlighting how this sport is very much about confidence and momentum. 6 points in a row for the Malaysians in the middle of that opening game, but 3 times in the opening game, the Chinese pair got 4 points in a row.
Yeah.
12 points.
12 points,
so
yeah.
3 points in a row, 4 points in a row consecutively 3 times. That is 3 good spells. And then, like you say at the end, it was 4 points, lost 1, and then 3 more, so 7 out of 8. You know, you can't afford to give that kind of momentum shift away.
Especially when you just come off the back of 6 points, you know, you think you're right back in this. You've grabbed the initiative back.
Look how quickly they're up to 5. Though.
Yeah.
6 now.
Wow. So, put another way. They've won 14 of the last 17 points, the Chinese. Oh, that's good, is it? Oh, that's it, that's good.
Wow. Thought she might challenge this.
Yeah.
2-6.
You feel it's only a matter of time before we see Zhang enter the top 5, top 4?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do.
Challenge to the Tan Nings and Liu Shengshus of this world?
No.
Wow, that was, you didn't even, you barely took a pause for that.
Maybe. But
I
mean,
you can't backtrack now.
well, we can't. I don't think it's fair to take their last meeting as a fair comparison.
Yeah, I know where you're going with that.
Zhang, was it Japan last week or tournament before?
No, it was.
They came through epic battles again and again, and must have been exhausted, tired by the time they met Tan and Liu in the semi-final, I think it was. And they were destroyed by the world #1 pair. But like I say, I don't think it's a fair representation.
They're 2 1.5-hour matches and the consecutive days before that.
Yes, that's right. I think when Tan and Liu are fully focused and play at their very best, they deserve to be world #1 pair. They're so aggressive in the mid-courts and looking for that sort of early advantage in the rally. The first few shots are really important, and yeah, I just think that aggressive style is being played by that pair better than other pairs in the world at the moment, or has been over the last year or so, which is why they've won more matches than anybody else. So at the moment, I don't think... Oi!
That's good. They both went for it.
I thought they were going to knock each other over, Zhang and Zhang.
They're having a good laugh about it now.
Look at this.
Oh. That could have been painful as well.
What was that shot from Muralitharan? Usually, when you're in real trouble, just get rid of it. Put it on the back line and hit the shot as high as you can to give you and your partner as much time as possible to recover and get into a good defensive position. I think Muralitharan was a little bit ambitious there. I'm going on current form and what we've seen. It's difficult to forecast and predict a future,
Sure.
for example. So I'm basing it on what I've seen in the last 12 months from the 4 players you've mentioned. I don't think Zhang and Zhang are world beaters like Zhai Fan and Chen were. Maybe they will be.
Right.
Maybe they won't. So it's not for me to say, but we know what we can expect from Liu and Tan on their best day. And on their best day, for me, they beat Zhang. So therefore, all I can base it on is what we've seen. But they may still continue to improve and challenge.
Yeah, so you see them at least getting to the top 4 or 5 pairs in the world. I mean, look, they're playing one of the best. They're playing the world number 3 at the moment, and being very much in control of things.
I've been unconvinced very recently, this week in particular, and last week too, from certain other pairs that 6 months, 12 months ago, I would put them as contenders for titles.
Yeah.
But there's been a couple of poor performances from Japanese women's doubles pairs over the last few weeks. There's been a few poor performances from Korean women's doubles pairs over the last few weeks. And therefore, if Matsuyama and Shida, Bake and Lee, Kim and Kong are in the semis here today, so we'll see what happens there. Iwanaga and Nakanishi surprised me with an awful performance on day 1 here this week. Tan and Tina are capable, but I think they need certain playing conditions to be at their very best.
I mean, they've been in 4 finals.
Basically a bit too quick here in China, in my book, for Tan and Tina to be as effective as they can be elsewhere.
They've had a very good year, Tan and Tina, overall. I think if you look at their record, remember when they got that sort of watershed moment when they won the French Open in 2022, and you know they were very much heralded then, and then they couldn't get over the line till Hong Kong Open in 24. They lost 3 finals in between the 2, and then this year they've been getting into a lot of finals. Only won the Thailand Open out of all of that, but they're pushing themselves.
Yeah, I mean, you look at their brilliant results recently. Thailand Open, Indonesia final. I wouldn't say those 2 arenas are super fast.
No,
for example.
That's a good point.
And obviously it depends who you're playing on the day and the form you're in and whatever else, but they certainly, I think it's easier if you've got an aggressive playing style, which Zhai Fan and Jiang Qushan have, and Tan and Ning have. Sorry, Tan and Liu. When it's slightly faster, say 10% faster, you're going to be quite a bit more effective with the attack. And Tan and Tina can defend. They can get into that old school style of longer rallies in women's doubles. That is brilliant from Muralitharan. What about this cutout?
7-13.
I don't know if we'll see a replay here, but the 3rd shot here from Muralitharan was magnificent.
By the way, I just want to point out the point before that. It's the first time I've seen Zhang go long, I think, in this 2nd game, on this trickier end.
Well,
they've managed it brilliantly.
We talked about it in the mixed earlier with Feng Yangjie controlling himself. It almost changed his game, took out that particular shot, if you like. They don't want to risk going for power into into the deep court. Oh, what a shot. Great attack. Again, effective attack. Look how short these rallies are. This match gets played at the Malaysia Open, and the rally length, for me, doubles. It's that different.
Right. Big 6-point lead. They had something similar in the last game, and then the Malaysian staged quite the comeback for a while at least.
Oh, bad luck.
Yeah, part of the reason I was asking you really about Zhang is that they've advanced deep in most tournaments they've played in. Only the Indonesia Open and the India Open were the only two where they didn't get to the semi-finals, but they've lost out in 6 semis this year.
Yeah.
And then gone through to 3 other finals, winning just the one of them. But yeah, it was almost that final step, Bobby, that, you know, they're on the verge of greatness, perhaps.
Yeah, I think it's 8 out of 10 of their last tournament semi-finals or better. I mean, that's so consistent.
Awesome. Yeah.
But
that little, you know,
Zhang Shishan is quality, hard-working,
number 2 there before.
consistent, and she's got a reasonable all-round game as well. And Zhai Fan, her record speaks for itself. I think she's not the most of mobile players. She's not as quick as some, but she's got a wicked serve.
Yeah.
For me, I've talked about it for a long time now, the consistency of that short serve and the variation with the flick serve is probably the best women's double serve for me, in my book.
Sure.
She's got a pretty good defense other than when she leaves a bit too much to do physically. And her attack is big. You know, she's got a big left-handed smash. And when she's complemented by the right partner, she can be so effective. So there's potential there.
10-15.
But that's the beauty of this sport. You know, you look at a sport like tennis, and they've got those obvious changes to tournament structure. You've got different court surfaces, Wimbledon grass and American hard court and clay in Spain. In badminton, we don't have that, but we do have these different arenas which affect the flight of the shuttlecock, different brands, so different shuttlecocks. And so
11-15.
if you've got an Endy arena, a drift that's front to back, you're going to get a lot of 3-game matches, which is what we've seen this week.
Yeah.
So players might be more prepared or more suited to that, which is no bad thing, is it? It provides us with a variation.
Disappointing there.
16-11.
Yeah, she looks a bit upset with herself there, Tina Muralitharan. That was a good shot there from Tina. That'll cheer her up a bit.
12-16.
It was well executed, wasn't it? The touch was perfect. Just crept over the net. Oh, it's gone short.
Service over. 17-12.
A couple of these points that we look back in with a bit of regret.
Rotation by the Chinese pair. Zhang Shishan having to work hard in the mid to rear court. Still going. Well played. The Malaysians in defence did well to turn that around. I don't think Zhai Fan had a single shot in the rally.
No, you're right.
You ready?
Just started to tighten a little. 4 points though, the lead. Zhang.
And that was the longest rally we've seen.
Yeah. Just 32 shots.
Yeah, there you go. Longest rally at 32 shots in a women's doubles.
Yeah, very unusual.
Featuring these two pairs.
And let's be honest, the way it's going at the moment, it could be over in a couple of minutes at 35. Wow.
Malaysians unable to take advantage of that better side of the court, it seems. And Nice creative looking shot from Muralitharan. A little backspin chop. There you go. Rear corner from this side. Difficult to find. The drift
14,
keeps it coming.
18.
Well,
hesitated a bit, maybe.
18.
yeah, I think Muralitharan thought her partner was going to go for this. That's the one issue with the lefty-righty combination of these two. Shots down the middle.
Play.
The way they're standing at the moment, just off camera. Muralitharan on the right side of the court, so the forehands of both of them are in the middle of the court. There you go. Muralitharan rotates out, but CHN
16,
Wow.
18.
Again,
can't keep it going.
they've done fairly well here to get themselves within 2 points.
I was just about to look at what's the run here, because that is more, for me, the Chinese not getting the job done
Yeah.
than a Malaysian fight back. Although, credit to the Malaysian defence. Those last two shots, Muralitharan was hitting the shuttle from the double service line near the back, not the back line at the back. And I just think the Malaysians are not quite as prepared and haven't tested their length effectively. They haven't committed enough to the playing style and the conditions. And if I can be brutal,
Please do.
that goes across Team Malaysia this week.
16.
The women's doubles quarter yesterday with Teo and her partner, the ones that beat the Japanese on day one, didn't choose an end when they won the toss and didn't play the style of the court like they should have. I don't think here in this second game, challenge here, I don't think the Malaysians have got the shuttle deep enough, often enough, is what I'm trying to say. They can afford to. They can really push into those rear corners aggressively, both in attacking drives, defensive drives, and lifting flat, and they just haven't.
Well out.
Challenge unsuccessful.
And I think,
challenge remaining.
my personal view is, I think that is a failure of both the players coming out on this court, inside this
17,
arena,
19.
and the support staff and the team as well, for not committing enough to these conditions and how to play it.
Well, that sets up 3 match points for Zhang.
Number 20. Match point 17. Play on.
There we go. Found a length for once.
Fantastic win, and after 6 semi-final disappointments this year, they've managed to get across the line pretty convincingly, you'd have to say, overall. And this is their 4th final of the year. Got to the Malaysia Open, also a Super 1000 at the start of the year. They were hoping to go one better. They'll find out their identity of their opponents later on will be doing that match. Now they'll enjoy a good win here.
It was, I liked that little pat on the back just then from Zhang to Zhang because that sums it up for me. It was a well done, partner. We got the job done, and that was what it was. It was structured, it was thoughtful, it was composed. It was a very business-like performance, and I was slightly disappointed to not have the spectacle we might have had. Had the Malaysians been a bit more prepared for the fight and what was expected, what was needed here on this court. But credit to the Chinese pair. They always look like the better pair here today.
So Jia Yifan and Zhang Xuxian of China have beaten the third seeds from Malaysia, Muralitharan and Muralitharan, 21-14, 21-17. Just 38 minutes they took to do it. Well, up next, it is mixed doubles again. Jafar Hidayatullah and Felicia Pasaribu of Indonesia versus the second seeds of China, Zhang and Wei Yashin. Lots of fans gathered outside the Changzhou Olympic Sports Center Gymnasium. They're streaming in here. Lots of Chinese representatives today on semi-final day here at the HSBC BWF China Open. We've raced through the first two matches, and now we've got mixed doubles again. Jafar Hidayatullah and Felicia Pasaribu of Indonesia.